During the spring migration here in central Texas, we get some extra birds that we're not used to seeing. And here in front is an indigo bunting, and in the back there is an adult male Nashville warbler. One of the interesting things about the indigo bunting is the way it gets its bright blue color. It's based on sort of the microscopic structure of the feather as opposed to actually having a blue pigment there. It's somewhat like you might have seen on some of the hummingbirds, especially their throat feathers and along their neck, that they can flare them up and turn them a different color than they were at a different angle. I believe that the distinctive marking on the Nashville warbler there was that white ring around its eye that kind of sets it apart from some of the other species. It's very bright white, easy to see, kind of gives them a big-eyed appearance. Another interesting thing about the indigo buntings is that during the winter, after they're in sort of their winter home territory, and they're outside of their breeding season, they turn to a fairly dull, tawny brown so that you would hardly know what you were looking at if you didn't know that they did that. During the 1960s, the indigo buntings had the privilege of participating in some of the scientific research about how birds navigate to their migration territories. And it was determined through studies inside planetariums using the birds where they would rearrange the stars and find that they messed up the birds' flight patterns. It was determined that they do, in fact, at night when they're migrating, use the stars as navigation tools. While we really relish the opportunity to see the indigo buntings, I think the warblers were actually happy to see this one go because he seemed to be totally hogging the pool.